Alright, thanks for tuning in. This is the first video that I'm going to be doing for Marvel card stocks, and I want to be talking to you today about the rising Marvel card market. It's crazy right now. Cards are going for so much more than what they ever did before, and it's basically because of PSA. The grading company that grades cards, usually reserved for sports cards, and now they're using PSA to get Marvel cards graded. Who would have ever thought? If you were smart enough to invest in Marvel cards before this recent explosion that is taking place, you're a smart guy, and I feel like I kind of saw it coming because I invested a little bit in some Marvel Masterpieces, which is my personal favorite set. But in hindsight, I wish I would have got a lot more. I didn't get a sealed box, which I was thinking about getting for around $300 is what I was looking at. Now it's around $1,000, give or take. I mean, I've seen one sell, I think, for around 700 something. So we're going to take a look today at some of the recent purchases on eBay. eBay is basically where everybody gets their cards, and there's probably other websites where you can get Marvel singles. If there is, comment below, but eBay, I think, is the source.
Believe me now, smart guy? Shut up, rookie.
At least for right now. And we're going to take a look at some recent purchases in the last 5 days, give or take. And some of them are going to blow your mind. I mean, like, listen to what Wolverine has to say. Crazy, huh? Okay, so, anyways, we're going to get to it. We're going to start off here with Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider right here, this little insert from 1994 Marvel Universe. It's a PSA 10. It's a Power Blast. Population 2. That sold for less than $400. Best offer accepted. Doesn't show it on eBay if you know anything about eBay when it comes to best offer, but there are ways to figure it out if you know the secrets. Go over that later. Anyways, following up, we have an auction here with Wolverine, Punisher, and Ghost Rider, all three of them. Wouldn't it be cool? You know, I was thinking earlier, if it was like a patch card or autograph card, those are in sports. Do you see that in Marvel cards? Not so much, maybe the artist signature, but definitely you're not getting the autograph of Wolverine. I mean, Hugh Jackman, okay, yeah, you can get Hugh Jackman's autograph, but I mean, that would be cool. So you got these three characters, so okay, now I can kind of think of the... Alright, so these three characters have been portrayed in Hollywood, in films, and in TV shows. Punisher, not so much in a movie yet, but in a show, definitely, by the guy that was played the one antagonist in The Walking Dead. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he did a decent job in The Punisher from what I can tell. So if you got his autograph, Hugh Jackman's, and Ghost Rider, who would be Nicolas Cage. I don't know why I couldn't think of it off the top of my head. If you had those three autographs on there, that would be pretty cool. But usually you're not going to have, like, you... Okay, yeah, Ghost Rider down below. You can get Cage's autograph on there. I guess that'd be cool. Comment below if you think that would be cool. I think that's kind of neat, but I don't think anybody's really thinking that far into it. This is just a new thing that's coming about. So autographs, I don't think people are really thinking that far ahead, unless they're just thinking about the artist, which is like, okay, it's all right. You know, like a Joe Jusco autograph, are very popular. I don't know if I pronounced his name properly. I think I did, but perhaps I didn't. Wolverine?
I was minding my own business when that filthy mutant bumped into me. "Excuse me," he says. I excused him, right in his face.
Okay. Alright, so moving on. We do have a Wolverine right here. This one right here, it's a PSA 10 Marvel Greatest Battles Wolverine Battle Scars Canvas. $182, 30 bids on this one. And, okay. I mean, yeah. And then another Wolverine right here on top of that. 35 bids for that one. $307. So, some big, I mean, you know, $596 for the one that has 3 of them. Marvel Universe Series 3. I have tons of these cards. I have this card. It's not in good condition though. A lot of the cards that I had, I didn't just throw them into a penny sleeve like I normally would with any kind of good sports card I would get today. And I would only take really good care of the inserts. And unfortunately, I don't even know what I did with my Marvel. I used to have the holograms for Marvel Universe 3. And, you know, long time ago, 30 years, I don't know what happened to them. I do have some of my cards from, believe it or not, from like 30 years ago. And most of them are not in good condition. And you'll find that if you collected as a kid, you go and look at your cards now, odds are you probably didn't take, I mean, nobody wants to say that they are bad at taking care of cards, but when you're a kid, you don't really think, oh yeah, these cards are going to be worth a lot of money. I mean, maybe you might think that if you collected sports cards, but Marvel cards? I mean, maybe. I kind of thought that with the inserts, the holograms, they were worth taking good care of, and I know some people kind of had that future sight to predict that one day, maybe, I mean, even back then, they were worth at least a little bit, so you wanted to take care of those, if you're smart. So, anyways, moving on. You'll also notice that a lot of these basketball cards will get tossed in with these Marvel PSA 10. If you search Marvel PSA 10 in eBay in the search bar, you'll get these basketball cards too, which are a special insert called Marvels. And not to be confused with the Marvel Universe. So just, I mean, you can neglect those unless you really, if you like those too, hey, you know, go for it. Not my cup of tea. I do like sports cards, but I just think it's kind of funny. It's like you search for Marvel cards and you get these basketball cards. So keep that in mind. It's just, we're just going to neglect. We're not going to pay attention to them. Wolverine?
Too bad you don't know how to do anything but pick pockets and steal candy from babies.
Okay. Alright. We got the Watcher right here too. I don't know if you saw that. $34.99 for the Watcher. I say bye. Okay, moving on. We got PSA, or no, Pop 1, PSA 10, 1991, Marvel Comics Classic X-Men first cover. Invest. This guy says invest. $190. 45 bids. He's even got the stock market things. You gotta invest in that. That's why it's got 45 bids. So, there's that. I mean, there's one of them. So, that's the thing that's really driving this market is the rarity. And people haven't even started grading them until recently. So, it takes time for these things to go to PSA, then come back, especially if you want to pay the premium dollars that it takes to get them back fast. I submitted my 15 free vouchers that I had for PSA when I signed up back in August, and I haven't received those cards back yet. I know. Some really good sports cards that I'm waiting on. And so, because I haven't even got those ones back from August, and I'm hearing it could take up to a year for these vouchers to work. I mean, Wolverine?
Anytime, pretty boy.
Moving on. We got Ghost Rider right here for 40 bucks. That's a 2013 card. You'll see some of those mixed in with the older cards. I wouldn't advise going for these newer cards, but hey, if you think that they're good, to each their own. Overpower cards. No! I say no! I don't know why people like these Overpower cards. They're stupid! They look dumb. It's a card game, not to be confused with just regular collectible cards. And don't get me wrong, I like card games. I very much like Magic the Gathering, even though I don't play it anymore. And Pokemon cards, never played Yu-Gi-Oh! But card games are cool, right? Collectible card games, I'm referring to. and this would be a collectible card game. Grading these Overpower cards, I mean, it doesn't look good to me. They don't look good. I don't like it. Moving on. Alright. You got C-3PO, which is a marvelous droid, so that got thrown in with the Marvel cards because it's marvelous. $393 for a C-3PO. Moving on, another Overpower card, Domino. $15 for a Domino Overpower card. You want that? I don't want that. Pass.
Keith?
No thanks.
150 cards. Over 90 keys. That's a lot of keys. What's a key? That's like a character, a key character. Who gets to decide? I guess this guy gets to. $369, one bid. I don't know about that one. We got $454. Overpower card. Wolverine. New Grail. No. What? New Grail. That's another thing. Holy Grail. New Grail. Oh, get out of here. Jesus.
You don't take this pose air serious.
Now here's a set that I can get behind. Marvel Masterpieces. Beautiful. Especially the first set. Even the second set. Every other set after that? Sure. Why not? I love it. Marvel Masterpieces, my favorite, bar none. This Punisher right here, 15 bids, $550 for this bad boy. And, okay, Punisher's popular, I guess. So if you got Punisher cards, yeah! Because people like that Punisher. They like that skull. He's cool. He shoots them good. Okay. All right. Maybe not that far. Maybe not that far. Maybe I went a little overboard. But the Punisher is a cool guy.
You're not in this to fight monsters.
Wrong. That's exactly what I'm in this to fight. Monsters.
Moving on. We got Venom right here. Marvel Beginnings, Jim Mint. Venom PSA 10. $585. If you hear that scratching in the distance, it is my cat scratching on her cat scratch board. So, just in case you were wondering. $585, 24 bids for a PSA 10. So, that's from 2012 too. So, it's, I mean, even the newer cards are going for decent amount of money, I would say, as long as they're a PSA 10. So, get yourself some Venom. He's a popular character. He's cool. I like Venom. Venom, Punisher. They're kind of similar because they both got the black and white motif going on. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, here we go. We got another Marvel Universe card. Bronze Giant X-Men. Number 1. Wolverine PSA 10. Population 1. $227. 24 bids. Horrible picture. This guy can't even get a straight picture. What's up with that? It's cool. Sure. Okay. So, next page here. Alright. I'm going to take a look at this right here. These Marvel Masterpieces raw. So, they're not graded. These three that we're going to look at each got one bid and they sold. So, to me, when something gets one bid, it's kind of suspect. Makes me think, is this real? Is any of this real? That's what's kind of hard to figure out sometimes. Shill bidding. If you don't know what shill bidding is, fake bids. People pretend that they want something just to drive the price up. So, be aware of that. It's one of those things that's kind of hard to deal with in the eBay world, where people just want to make things more expensive for their benefit. So, be aware of that. And so, when things sell, with only one bid, it kind of makes me think maybe it's like one of their own accounts buying their own card to keep the price up or to drive the price up or something to that effect. So I think you guys kind of get the idea. And so that's what could be happening here. Or it could just be one person. It just takes one person to say, hey, I want that. I will pay that price. And then they do it. And then the price, they basically set the price at that point. Somewhat. I mean, it could just be an anomaly, an outlier, if you will. But in this case, we got Magneto, Black Panther, and Sabretooth. Magneto, $69.99. Black Panther, $69.99. Sabretooth, $59.99. Alright then. I mean, I wouldn't pay those prices, but I really like this set. And if these really look like they're going to be PSA 10s, maybe it's worth it. See, that's the guessing game. You have to wait and see. Have to wait and see. Okay, moving on. We got a PSA 10 X-Men Population 2 Archangel Gold Team X-Men 1995 Ultra X-Men. Best offer accepted, actually. So it wasn't $235. So it was something below that. Got Luke Skywalker, very popular card. And we got this Marvel Metal, another beautiful set. I highly recommend, at least it's one of the sets that I am trying to get little pieces here and there, small transactions. A box of Marvel Metal, oh Lordy, cha-ching, yeah, that's some big money. Good Lord, it's like 2K. Last time I checked for one of those. But they look so nice. I think what's really important to realize here, which I don't think everybody that is paying attention to Marvel cards, they may or may not understand. If you're from these two worlds, you may understand it. If you know sports cards at least a little bit, and from back in the day, you'd know that certain brands and sets go with sports and with Marvel cards, funny enough. Metal is one of those sets. There's metal sports cards, and they look beautiful. It's one of the most popular Michael Jordan cards, actually, is from a basketball metal set. And so, if you take that into consideration, and you look at how gosh darn beautiful these cards are. They pop so nice. They look magnificent. You really, once you see them in person, you really appreciate them a lot more. It's kind of hard to appreciate them until you really see them up close and look at them. Because it's got this etched foil, which is really different than most other cards. And I'm not really sure how hard it would be to grade them. And I'm not sure if they have centering issues at this point. I haven't really done all my research that I need to do. But from what I can tell, the card quality looks good. They look fantastic. And I would think that they would grade well. And I've seen them graded. And here's one right here. This guy, Weapon X, which is basically like Wolverine, alternate Wolverine. Sold for $202.50, 33 bids. I have this card. I checked it out. It's got a little dimple, so I'm like, it's not worth grading. So, unfortunately, this may or may not be a good investment, because it's not exactly Wolverine. It still looks really cool, though. Moving on, past this LeBron James. We got this spectacular card right here I want you to take a look at. But first, let's hear a little music. Ooh, lordy. Ooh, lordy. A team card. The X-Men. I love the X-Men. $3,000 for that card. I mean, that's a lot of money. The X-Men, if you know anything about the X-Men, very cool. You'd also know that they've had a back and forth issue with being owned by the Fox company and now being a part of the Marvel Universe. So they're having to work them into the story, which is going to be maybe slightly difficult, but definitely going to happen, I would think, in this Phase 4 that's going down. And so when that happens, like most other properties, when they get a movie or a TV show, their value goes up. And I think people are looking at this X-Men card, maybe because they remember the X-Men when they were children, like myself, and that's why I like them a lot. But $3,000. Woo! X-Men.
X-Men.
So, yeah. There's some more LeBron for you. And Luka Doncic, if you know basketball. We got a interesting card here, Scarlet Witch. Another one. So these are like newer cards, it looks like. Yeah, 2009. No. Marvels. Okay, we got this tin here. Now, a couple things about this tin. $810, 8 bids. I've heard an interesting thing about it is that it's a complete set of the Series 1 Marvel Universe. Though, the thing about it is that it's all cut from the same sheet to give you all the cards from the same set, you know, one of each. And unfortunately, if one is cut wrong, they're all cut wrong. So it's quite a gamble because you could luck out and they're all centered very nicely, or they're all not centered and you're kind of screwed. So quite a gamble going on these tins, hoping that they're all centered. And if you don't know what centered is, it just means that the picture is centered appropriately on the card and it's not really up or down or left or right. It's in the center. So that's something you really can't control. It's produced how it's produced, and all the other things you can basically somewhat control, the condition being the corners, the surface, and the edges. You want to take good care of them so that they will be perfect, because you're usually going to come out of the pack looking pretty good, mostly perfect on those 3 other things. Centering, there's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. That is what people say. Moving on. Got a raw Venom right here. Got the best offer accepted, under $56.99. That seems pretty expensive, but you know, people like Venom. Got a Bishop right here and Nightcrawler and a Johnny Blaze. Now, let's take a look at these cards. Whew. Okay, so SGC is another company that does grading, just like PSA. Problem is that they don't sell for as high of a price as PSA. So if you're wanting to make as much money as possible, SGC is probably not your best bet. You're not going to get your cards any quicker, and they're just as expensive, give or take, to get your cards graded, maybe a little cheaper. And the resale value is a small fraction of what you would get for a PSA. So even though they, to me, aesthetically, they look pretty good with the black and white. Nice big grade right there. These are all 10s. For some reason, people are just stuck in their ways. I want a PSA. What's this SGC crap? Get it out of here! Wolverine?
I go where I wanna go.
So, kind of a shame because they don't look bad. So I'd say one thing that's been recommended by some people, if you're not intending on selling your cards, then why not get them graded by SGC? Because, I mean, to me, they look better, honestly, than a PSA, because PSA's got red on it. I've never understood this, why people are like, okay with the red. Like, what if they got a sports team and it's blue, like the Cowboys? You want red on the label to go with your Cowboys card with blue, and like, that's why, if you've ever heard of a new company, HGA, Hybrid Grading Association, I think, something like that. They have AI technology which grades the cards with computers, which is a new thing. You would think that they'd already be hip to this and doing this a long time ago, but it's a new thing. It's not something without, I mean, it's not easily done, or else they would have done it a long time ago. And PSA, they have people that do this with their own eyes, and this new company does it with computers. I mean, they are, it's not solely with computers, but so they have, the point that I'm getting at is they have labels at the top that will match whatever colors that your card has, which is pretty cool. So one thing that I think is better than PSA. And the black and white, I mean, that's got to go with basically anything too. So there's my 2.5 cents about grading companies at the moment. There is Beckett too. I mean, I grew up with Beckett magazines, price guides. If you want to get it graded by Beckett, sure, go get it graded by Beckett. It's not going to be the same as PSA, and it costs just about the same. So, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. But, hey. Alright, we got an Electro Overpower. Rahar. At $21.99 for Electro. Nobody cares about Electro. I mean, it's Overpower too. Bad brand, bad character. Why did you get that card graded? That's my question to whoever did this. Why, dude? Who wants that? Did you really think this is something people want? Who? Who wants that? Who wants that? One person bought it for $21.99. What a fool! Waste. Could have bought this Deadpool card. I mean, that's the hot card. Or, I mean, it's one of them. Deadpool's rookie card. Get it out of a magazine. And so it's a special case where kind of an interesting way to collect a card. I do have some magazine cards which I really enjoy getting out of my Wizard magazines. It would be packed in with the cellophane, and I always kind of thought that was kind of cool when they would include those bonus cards, and some of them looked really neat. I've kept really good care of those ones, funny enough too, and I have them on display in my living room. Moving on, we got this 1990 Impel Marvel Universe Series 1 Villains, sold for $39.99, collection of raw cards. You really have to take a good close look, I mean, obviously, at the condition of these cards, since they're so old. Some people, they played with them when they were kids. Others, they got them when they maybe were a little older, and they just tucked them away, never really messed with them. And so, every situation is different. So, you really just got to take a look at them. Right here we have a Marvel Fleer Ultra Spider-Man Golden Web Vulture, number 9. Population 2. And the Vulture, I mean, it wasn't a movie. Not really one of the most popular movie characters, but kind of. Rising. Stock going up, maybe slightly. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Not a character I would invest in, but I can kind of see where somebody was like, yeah, Michael Keaton, he was good. You know, it's like, yeah, Michael Keaton did a good job. He made the Vulture actually kind of cool. Before that, he was a stupid, dumb supervillain that nobody gave 2 craps about. So, that's how I feel. LeBron James. Okay, so this card right here, the Stanley card, very popular card for people to get, understandably so. Stanley, the legend. Mr. Marvel, right here. That's what it says in the card. The art is very interesting. It's got like all these different characteristics of different superheroes mixed in with him. So, it's neat. So, Raw, just under $100. Best offer accepted. So, I mean, if you want that, you can get that. It's kind of expensive, though, to me. Moving on, we got this Magneto card. Very cool looking card. This set right here I told you about. Marvel Metal. $425, 21 bids. They look cool. I mean, I like the metal set a lot. So if you can get a good deal on a PSA 10 Marvel metal card and it's a good character, I say yes. Now, good luck getting a good price on it. I mean, $425. I like Magneto a lot, so I mean, it's still a lot of money. $425 for a Marvel card. Damn. And it's not even like a, I mean, he's popular, but it's just like, dang, man, Magneto. All right. No, he's popular. Everybody, a lot of people like Magneto. When I was a kid, it was just like whatever, but he's grown in popularity a lot from the movies. Moving on, we got this Fantastic Four card. I think this looks really cool with Galactus. It's a Marvel Metal Gem Mint, PSA 10. There's 7 of these, population 7, which I think is kind of surprising that 7 people got this graded, and it's a 10 grade. So, best offer accepted. Moving on, we got a scroll right here, bite now, $80. Then we got the Hulk from Series 1. The Hulk gray card, $610, 18 bids. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I mean, and then moving on, you got right here, Series 1, Famous Battles, Captain America versus Wolverine, $485, 17 bids. Good Lord. And then, to outdo that, on February 23rd, Black Panther from 1994 Marvel Masterpieces. It's not even the first Marvel Masterpieces set. Keep that in mind. It's not even the first one. Second set. It's a population of 3 for this card for a PSA 10 of Black Panther. $1,311. 22 bids. Whoa! I have an open pack that I bought for like 50 cents when I was a teenager. Not a teenager, but like a 20-year-old. I saw it in like a bargain bin. I was like, okay, I'll buy this for 50 cents. I really like this set. Even though it was the Series 2. And I kind of like think now, like, is there a Black Panther just sitting in there that I need to open up? Huh. You know, makes me think. Wolverine just slide open. Okay, a box of Flair. Flair Inaugural Edition, Marvel Universe Flair Wax Pack, Marvel Comics PSA 10. I don't know why they put PSA 10. Yes, people are buying. $535 for this sealed box, 60 bids. I think it's a good deal. The problem is, from what I've been hearing with these sealed boxes of Flair and Marvel Masterpieces, is that they brick out. If you don't know what that is, that means that the cards kind of stick together, which could significantly ruin the condition of basically everything inside of it. And it's a result of being in some kind of poor condition, like it got too hot or humid or something like that, and it kind of just melded together, essentially. So be aware of that. If you're going to buy a box, hopefully that doesn't happen to you. I can only imagine if I would have purchased one of these and that happened to me, I would have been super pissed. But maybe some people have bought them and then just tucked them away and don't even realize that that's a problem with them because they haven't opened them. You'd have to open the box to really see if that would be a problem. So, $535 for this box of Flair. I say yes, but it's risky. That's risky. I want a box of this Flair. Really bad. I want it. Just don't want it to be a brick. Next, we got some more Overpower cards. Okay. Now this is weird. We got what? This doesn't even make any sense. See, this is why it's like, okay, to me, this is market manipulation. You got this card that sold, best offer accepted, $84.95. Then, all of a sudden, I mean, it's the same damn card. It's the same card, relisted, and then it best offer accepted when it was listed at $999.95. Really? That's some shady stuff going on right there. Be aware. You see this kind of stuff, you're like, okay, this is somebody trying to manipulate. I want to introduce you to Lucy. She's my kitty. Yeah. You might see her jumping around in the background sometimes. And she's a hoot. So watch out for Lucy. But Deadpool here, Overpower cards, market manipulation. See what they're doing. Okay, we're gonna move on. Got some Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth. We got Spider-Man. Best offer accepted. $999.99. Excuse me. Get yourself a sticker. It's a sticker of Spider-Man from 1976, which is actually kind of cool. That is an old school card. Old school. Almost 50 years old that card is. Good Lord. PSA 10. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. $1,000? Or actually less. Pretty cool. Here we have another metal card. See how metal is a popular brand if you notice here. And it is Dr. Doom from 2099. So not your traditional Dr. Doom, but still looks really cool. Looks pretty similar. And $200, 25 bids for a Marvel Metal Doom 2099. So he's not even like that popular of a character, yet $200. I think that says a lot. If you're looking for a good brand to invest in, Marvel Metal. Marvel Metal. I mean, obviously, Marvel Universe Series 1, that looks to be like the go-to. Everybody wants that set. It's the obvious, like, oh, what's the first set to get? Everybody wants that one. That's the first set to go up, and everything's kind of riding the coattails of that one. And so, if you're smart, you look for other sets that are old, but they're kind of like a first in other ways. So this Marvel Metal set, it's unique. It looks good. It's rare. It's expensive. And I think it's going to only get more expensive. I think that the likelihood of this going down in price, probably small. So, that's my thoughts about Marvel Metal. Overpower, more basketball Marvel cards. So like right here, Cable. Gem-Man, Population 1. Oh, it's rare. It's really rare. You're going to get this rare card, this X-Men Cable Custom Firearms. I mean, does this card even look good to anybody? Yeah, it's Cable. Yeah, Cable's cool. But other than that, I mean, there's so many other cooler cards that I would think that you would want of Cable. Overpower is just underwhelming. I know. I'm a comedian sometimes. Usually all the time. Moving on. We have a 1993 Marvel Masterpieces Typhoid Mary. This bitch. Right here, PSA 10, $79. Buy it now. How many of you know who Typhoid Mary is? Crickets. That's what I hear. Crickets. And you know what? I got a comic book with Typhoid Mary in it. But even me, I don't really know diddly shit about her. She's a villain of Spider-Man. She probably would make him sick if they slept together. Give him syphilis or something. I don't know. She's Typhoid Mary. What do you think she does? Probably not good stuff. $79. Buy it now. Somebody wanted Typhoid Mary. I don't want Typhoid Mary. Do you want Typhoid Mary? I wouldn't think so, but she sold for $79. I mean, it blows my mind. I would never think that anybody would want this card. Yet, there she is, getting sold. It could be market manipulation again, because you never know about these bite downs. The only ones that you can really take into account that it's legitimate is when something goes for auction and you see that it's got a lot of bids and it's from a lot of different people. That's hard to fake. So, you see that, it's probably legit. I don't see how you can get a ton of different people. I mean, you're really going to go through all that effort to get a bunch of different people to bid on something? I mean, that's some dedicated scheming if you're going to do it. But odds are, it's just a bunch of random people that want the damn card. That's what I would think. It's just, I mean, use your common sense. Moving on, we got Cage. Luke Cage. I think he's a subpar character, but yet here he is getting sold for somewhere under $249. But the thing about it, it's from this 1975 Topps Marvel comic book hero stickers. If you have any of those, you've been holding on to those, woo, and it's a 10. I mean, even if it's a shitty character like Luke Cage, no offense. I mean, if you like Luke Cage, he did have his show. It was kind of cool. The guy that played Luke Cage, he did a good job, I gotta say. I thought he was cool. He made Luke Cage look cool. Kind of. I mean, yeah, he did. He did. The writing was bad, you know, that's the writer's fault. But really, to me, you know, he looked the part. He played the part well. And it's just funny seeing these old school 70s style Luke Cage pictures where he's like, oh, decked out and like, hey, yeah, disco fever. And I do like how the show touched him on that a little bit, and he got to wear the garb that he would wear in the comic books, which was pretty funny. But, pretty dated. Moving on, we got Venom right here. 2014 card, another more recent card from Marvel Universe, 75th anniversary card, Venom, PSA 10. 56 bids, $413.05. So this looks legit. And it's Venom. So Venom, popular character, if you haven't realized already by the cards that I've shown to you. If you got Venom and it's a Marvel card and it looks good and you think it'll grade as a PSA 10, you probably should get it graded. Now, it's questionable what service you would like to get, because if you want it back fast, you're going to have to pay up the wazoo. Cha-ching is right. And it could be worth it to you if you see that other cards that have sold are for a lot of money and you want that money fast. Or if you want to be patient and you think the market is going to still be what it is or even better in the future, you might want to do a slower service. Wouldn't recommend economy service, because you're going to be waiting up to a year if you do it with PSA. Not great. So, anyways, moving on. We got a cat right here. We got a cat. We got a cat that's getting feisty, and we got some Marvel Universe cards. $99.99. One bid for this PSA 10 ready lot. These key cards. Black suit Spider-Man, Wolverine, regular Spider-Man, Thor, the other Wolverine, because he got brown suit and yellow suit. And Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, and the Hulk. The freaking Hulk. These 8, I believe 8 cards. It looks like 8 cards in the picture, unless there's more. And the listing, if I clicked on it. $100 for those. So that's more than $10 raw for these Series 1 Marvel Universe cards. And if you think that a raw card for 10 to 20 bucks is a good deal, then go for it. But if it's not in good condition, you could be wasting your money. So just be careful when you purchase these cards, not to be buying a bunch of banged up cards that aren't worth anything. Because even if they're old, they're all bent up, corners, banged up, surface. I mean, you're kind of, it's not going to grade good if that's what you're trying to do. So if you want to get your cards graded, make sure they're in good condition. So after that we got Sabretooth right here, 2 of them for $10 raw. Okay. You could get DC Comics, sealed box, the Joker PSA 10. $250, buy it now. Somebody bought it. Not for me. DC Comics. Even though I'm Kryptonite. And I really appreciate you watching this first video that I have here of Marvel cardstocks. Because really, somebody's got to do it. And for the time being, I'm going to come out with a video every Thursday. So I'd appreciate if you hit that like button, subscribe, and if you have anything to say, please comment down below, because I really like to hear what people have to say. There's a lot of things that people are speculating with the Marvel card market, and I'd like to hear what people have to think. And I'm telling you my thoughts, so I'd like to hear yours. And some of it is, I mean, it's mostly speculation. You can only really look at other things like sports cards and kind of try to figure out if it's going to happen the same way in a lot of ways. But it's not exactly the same thing. As people have joked, Wolverine isn't going to tear his ACL anytime soon. And even if he does, he has healing factor. Oh, Jesus. The jokes. Yeah, in all seriousness, their prices aren't dictated by their play on the field. It's more or less how much screen time they're getting and how much people really like them, and most, if they're in the public eye, and if the movie that they're in or show that they're in is doing well, then you would think that their prices would go up. And in all likelihood, if a show doesn't do good, like let's just say Iron Fist, if his car prices didn't go up as a result of his show, because it wasn't like oh yeah, Iron Fist, can't miss that one. Then now everybody's like, get me some Iron Fist cards. Yeah, Iron Fist. No, nobody wants Iron Fist. Nobody wants Iron Fist. So, moving on, we got Marvel Universe Series 1 Famous Battles. So if your cup of tea is buying some famous battles, you could do that. I wouldn't. If I was wanting to buy cards, which I am, I'm here and there, I'm more focused on the character cards. I think that that's where it's at. You probably want to avoid famous battles or anything that deviates from just a character on the card. The more that's like different than a character, I think that it's going to be a detriment to what it really is, because it's not like truly the card that you're wanting. That's just how I feel. Moving on, we got more famous battles. So $29.99 for some raw ones, $24.99 for some raw ones. They didn't go for a lot, and I wouldn't think that they would, but I mean, if it's a battle that everybody likes, because I can imagine like, oh, Spider-Man versus Venom. Okay, that's kind of cool, because you got Spider-Man and Venom in the card. So there's certain ones that maybe might be cool to have. If the picture looks good. But really, I don't know. That's the only one that really pops off the top of my head that sounds appropriate. But I'm sure there's plenty of other ones that maybe would be cool, but not really for me. We got a Deadpool right here. It's sealed in the magazine, I guess, or maybe the magazine doesn't come with it. I don't think that's important. $151.99 for Deadpool. Essentially raw. It's sealed, but it's raw. It's not graded yet. $151.99. It's kind of interesting with that because you can see what the card is, but it's sealed. So you would think that it's in good condition, but that doesn't guarantee that it would be in perfect condition, even though it's sealed in the cellophane, because it can still be damaged. So keep that in mind. It could be indented, dimpled, creased. The cellophane can only protect it so much. It's like basically being in a better penny sleeve. Right? I mean, that's how I feel about it. It's good. It's good that it's in it. The odds of it being in good condition are really good. But it doesn't guarantee it. That's the only thing I'm saying. Here we have one best offer accepted, and it was under 30. Quite a difference. It's the same day. You got one going for over $150. Then you got one $30. And it's sealed. So, essentially the same card. So, unless you think one is in better condition than the other, I really don't see the difference. Initially. Moving on, we got Ghost Rider. PSA 10. Rare, low pop. 30s. Best offer accepted. Under $500. Ghost Rider. Woo! Ghost Rider. I mean, okay. Series 2. Tell you something about Series 2. I just bought some cards, Marvel Universe cards from Series 2, and I already had some, but the ones that I bought recently, I just like looked at them, and I tried to tightly compact them together. And I noticed something that was truly funny, that I forgot about some of these earlier cards. Not all of them are cut the same. I should show you right now, but take my word for it. If you take some of the cards, the odds of them being the same, or you probably might find that some of them are cut at a different length than others. So I'm sure that's going to make it hard to get them graded nicely. So keep that in mind. Series 2, Marvel Universe. I don't know. I mean, this one right here is a PSA 10. But this one right here, Series 1, $264, 20 bids for this Nick Fury. Do you think Nick Fury is a popular character? One thing to keep in mind, too, before the movies, Nick Fury was a white man. Very controversial. A white man, Nick Fury. And if you ever played the video game, The Punisher, the second player character, Nick Fury, was white. He's not white anymore. So it could be confusing when you see this picture right here. You're like, Nick Fury? You're like, who the hell is this guy? That doesn't look like Samuel L. Jackson. I can understand some young whippersnappers who weren't around back in the 90s who didn't know the white Nick Fury would be a little confused when they see this card. Be like, who the hell is this dude? So keep that in mind. It's kind of weird now, because I mean, I like Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. He's done a great job, and it kind of makes me wonder though if there was a Nick Fury like that, because I think that there was actually a movie or something where he was portrayed by a guy from Baywatch. I can't even remember his name. I don't know why I can't remember his name. Hasselhoff. I think So, anyways, I could be wrong. We got a Marvel Universe PSA 10 Wolverine card, and so in Series 1 they had this subset in the set where you can get these cards that show comic book cover images. And they actually have been selling pretty well. As you can see by this Wolverine, it is the representing Wolverine #1, and $795, 20 bids. So these have been selling well, more than I would imagine. But I mean, they are cool. It's just funny that you could get the comic book graded, essentially, you know, the equivalent of a 10, 9.8 in the grading world. And in some cases, it would be more expensive to get the card graded, not the card, to buy the card that is graded as a 10 than buying the comic book that's graded as a 9.8, which is kind of funny. So, interesting, very interesting. $795, 20 bits for this Wolverine card. Moving on, we have a very interesting listing right here. Series 1, Marvel Universe, Guardians of the Galaxy, sold for $1,526, 43 bids. It says population 1 of 18. So $1,526. What do you think about that one, Lucy? Is that crazy or what? She doesn't seem very excited. Okay. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, I know they got their movies. Another strange thing about this is the team that you see in the picture right there, it's not even the team that's in the movies. I mean, the only thing the only character that you see there in the card that's from the movies is the one that's all the way on the right. I can't remember his name, but it's got the red thing and the whistle and the freaking kills everybody. Yordo or Yorvo or something like that. I mean, he was cool in the movies. He looks ridiculous right here. But what character didn't back in the 80s and 90s and 70s? Am I right? Okay, we're going here. 1992, Marvel Masterpieces Factory Sealed, 36 packs. First series. One sealed box. PSA 10. That's the only reason why it comes up, because I search PSA 10 Marvel. And so people will put PSA 10 question mark. So this sold, best offer accepted, somewhere under $695. I would say that that is a good deal at this point. Somebody scored right there. But that's just me. It is a lot of money though, but still. I want that. I want that, and I want Marvel Metal. Probably never gonna get it. Okay. Woo, we're getting into some big boys right here. We got Series 1 Captain America PSA 10, $4,050, 46 bids. Good Lord! Whoa! Whoa! America! We got, after that I got Thor here, $1,752, 53 bids. So these very much look legit. Totally legit. It's by PWCC Auctions. Whew. I mean, these are incredible numbers. And if you look right above that, Black Panther, 39 bids, $6,700. Black Panther. Black Panther. Whoa! Man! It's incredible! It's incredible! Black Panther! When I was a kid, I was like, Black Panther sucks! How the movies have all manipulated and changed our minds about everything. Nobody cared about Black Panther when I was a kid. He was like, whatever. Now we've got some movies, and, you know, I don't want to seem insensitive, but when there's an unfortunate death, whether it's the man that portrayed Black Panther in the movies, or someone legendary like Kobe Bryant. They have an unfortunate death. Then their prices for their merchandise and things skyrocket. It's like people try to make money off unfortunate events. I don't know. It's just, it's kind of leaves me with a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But, I mean, it is what it is, as the saying goes, which really doesn't mean anything. I mean, really? $6,700. I mean, I can see how he's important. He's important. I didn't see the importance of him when I was a kid. Incredible, incredible numbers. Moving on, we got Wolverine here. 30 bids, $1,752. Incredibly, it's the same price as the Thor right here. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Moving on, we had a Storm that sold for a measly $366. 13 bids. Far cry from those other cards. So that shows you the difference. And it's the same set. You can see how one character sells for a lot more than another. Storm is not getting the love. But you look above that, Punisher. Punisher surprises me. I know he's cool, but damn, $3,350 for the Punisher? When the Storm only goes for $366? I mean, I know that Storm is kind of lame in some ways, but in the same, I don't know. I mean, she's the main character. She's one of the X-Men. I don't know. I guess the Punisher's cool. I guess it's surprising to me to see the prices for Punisher when Wolverine, $1,752, and Captain America the same. And here's the Punisher going for double? Really? I thought Wolverine would be more like that, and Punisher would be more like I thought that they would be switched. So, when you would look at it, ultimately. After that, you have a Stan Lee, and this is what the Stan Lee is going for. Mr. Marvel. $3,777, 33 bits for a Stan Lee PSA 10. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. We wouldn't have any of this today if it wasn't for him. Mr. Leibowitz. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Moving on, we have 1991 Marvel Universe Series 2 from a set with the miscut. $243.50, 39 bids for the new Fantastic Four. I have this card. It's a cool looking card. It's got Wolverine jumping out. It's got the Hulk on it, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man. Cool team, 4 really cool superheroes teaming up. $243. So I think that that's kind of a cool card. I'm going to have to give the thumbs up to the new Fantastic Four. Very not really known, like flash in the pan, if you will, for a group where you're like, what? The new Fantastic Four? They were like around for a second. It was, you know, something that happened, came and went. But there's a card and comics that show them. So I think that's pretty cool. Above that, you'll see, okay, we're getting to the big kahuna here. Thing. We got the Thing here. Marvel Universe Series 3. Hologram. I think there was like 5 of them. And I think, if I can remember correctly, I had all of them because I really wanted them. I opened so many packs when I was a kid. Really like these. And so you got the Thing here. 21 bids, $1,038. Looks legit. I'm not sure how hard it would be to get these graded. From what I hear, they're pretty hard, and they're not exactly, I mean, they're pretty rare to get. You get like 1 or 2 per box for these hologram cards. And you're not going to get the characters that you want most times. If there's 5 different holograms to get, and you get 1 or 2, probably not going to get the one you want. Maybe you get lucky and you do. But then you got to worry, is it in good condition? Is it centered? You know, so there's a lot of things that a lot of hoops to jump through. But if it all works out for you, you could be looking at something like this. Boom! This could be a mistake. Comment below if you think it's a mistake. I kind of think it is. Somebody, well, it takes, I guess, 2 people to put a huge bid for it to come out like this. I wouldn't think if the other one, if thing sells for 1,000, this Wolverine, $15,000, $15,100, 35 bids. Is this real? I don't know. Wolverine?
Come on, move it. We're missing dinner.
Oh, Lord, I don't know. It's crazy. $15,000. I had this card when I was a kid. I wish I had it now. Oh, man. I really liked this card when I was a kid. It's weird, these Marvel 3 holograms, and here we got Ghost Rider above it, that sold for $1,038, 26 bids. All of them PSA 10. But the Wolverine going for $15K. What? It's insanity. That can't be right. No way. I don't know. I mean, like, how can that be right? The other one's going for so much less. They're going for a small fraction of what the other 2 are going for. I just don't get it. It's got to be a mistake. Above that, we got a Spider-Man 2099 for $1,275, 36 bids. Looks cool. It's not even the, like, when I say the real Spider, it's not your typical Spider-Man, your normal, standard Spider-Man. It's the 2099 version. So, people want that. Above that, we got this really cool looking Venom card. Venom again, very popular character from a set that I really like, Flare. Flare and Marvel Metal. Those are money sets right there. And Marvel Masterpieces. And of course Series 1. That's the one that everybody has. 1994, Marvel Universe 94, Flare Venom, PSA 10. $565, 41 bids for this bad boy. Really cool art. I mean, that is a cool looking card, if you ask me. So, I can't argue with that. But, like, moving on past that, you got the other symbiote. We got Carnage here, who's going to be the new Venom movie, portrayed by Woody Harrelson. So a lot of people know that, and they're expecting Carnage prices to maybe go up. I think that there's a lot of hype with Carnage, so I've seen a lot of Carnage cards. Carnage cards go up in price. Or not up in price, but sell for a lot. They've been selling for a lot of money. Here's one, $631, 35 bids. And that's from Flare. So, the same set as the other one. Sold for slightly more than Venom. Then, we got this that sold for a lot more than both of those. 1994, Marvel Universe, Power Blast, Gold Carnage, number 1, PSA 10 Gem Mint. $3,866. Let me get that right. 48 bids. Capiche? 48 bids for this. It's kind of a shitty picture, but these cards look really cool. I don't know, they didn't really do the picture justice. I don't know why. He didn't get good lighting or something. But these cards look really cool. And $3,866? Whoa! That's a lot! So, I mean, damn! We got Captain America Avenger comic covers PSA 10 plus $99.99. Buy it now. Somebody bought it. Somebody bought that. $100. Moving on, we got Apocalypse 2005 Marvel Figure Factory. Somebody bought that. Best offer accepted. They're asking for $105. I wouldn't buy the sets that are in the 2000s. Me personally. I don't think there's enough scarcity in that product, but that's just me. I grew up with the 90s stuff, so I would prefer that. And because I would imagine they would be more rare. But the population count, maybe they produced more, but the quality control is poorer, worse back in the 90s than it would be in the 2000s. So there's a lot of little things to consider. But give me the 90s stuff. I want the 90s stuff. We got 1994 Flair Marvel Universe Wolverine versus Omega Red PSA 10 Population 3 $510 19 bids. Looks cool. It's like a battle like I was talking about earlier. You got a battle and it's sold. Battle card sold $510 between two characters. Good superhero, supervillain. Omega Red. It's cool. I like Omega Red. Got another Omega Red right here from Overpower. The underwhelming Overpower. $44.95, $49.95. Best offer accepted. Wow, somebody is really trying to pump those Overpower cards. Get you to get them. Bullshit. We got a Punisher card. Raw. Somebody bought it. Monday Night Raw. $47.99. Best offer accepted. So who knows how much they paid for it. But I mean, looks good from the picture. So it could be a good investment from what they're going for. If they're going for like $3K for a PSA 10. Here we got a black Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man. $1,903.23. And $66.29 shipping from the United Kingdom. That's a pretty penny. Got another Punisher here. Punisher is popular. Punisher and Venom. Very popular. $69.99 for a raw version of Punisher Series 1 Marvel Universe. Raw! Got Sauron. Sauron right there. Best offer accepted. They're asking $100 for a Pop 1 PSA 10 of Sauron. I mean, Sauron. I know who he is. Would I get a Sauron card graded?
Silence! Sauron and Sauron alone will rule the savage land.
So, with that being said, Sauron, get that out of here. We don't want you, Sauron. Get out of here, Sauron. Touching us, stealing our powers. Get that out of here. Alright, so moving on, we got Black Panther, Raw, Series 1, Marvel Universe, $59, one bid. Seeing how much the PSA 10 sold for, this could be a good investment, but I can already see in the picture it's not a PSA 10. Looking at the corners, it looks a little dinged up, but yeah. Moving on, we got a PSA 10 Gem Mint Population 1 Avengers Hologram Card 2006 Avengers 63. Looks kind of cool. Best offer accepted, and they're asking $959 for this. So, kind of curious what this sold for. But could be a lot. Could be pretty close to it. $700, $600. Who knows? Like I said, there are ways to find out, but I'm not going to figure it out. If you want to figure it out, you figure it out. I know, I'm so cynical. It's like, you do it! I'm not here to tell you stuff. No, I am here to tell you stuff. Just not that. I know, I'm bad. Alright, so we got a case here. Full case. If you don't know what a case is what boxes come in. It's basically a cardboard box with boxes of sealed product in the cardboard box. And in this case, you have 20 unopened sealed boxes of packs. And best offer accepted, and they were asking for $40,000. That is a pretty penny for some cardboard. For a box of cardboard. Moving on, we got the 1998 Marvel Universe Alpha Flight PSA 10. This is ridiculous. Alpha Flight? Alpha Flight! Alpha Flight! Alpha Flight? Kinda duh, I mean, okay. Best offer accepted. Somebody wanted it. Maybe they were from Canada. Can only assume. After that, we have another appearance. We have Omega Red. 1996 Marvel Masterpieces. Omega Red. PSA 10. $182. 9 bids for that one. Okay. Then another one from the 1996 Marvel Masterpieces set. X-Man. X-Man is one of the children of Scott Summers and Jean Grey. Cyclops and Jean Grey. One of the versions. It's different versions. So X-Man is one of those versions from a particular timeline, and that sold for $177.50. 4 bids. I would think that X-Man is not really a popular character. I don't think most people know who X-Man is. They know who the X-Men are, but if you asked them who is X-Man, they'd probably be like, one of the X-Men? I'm like, yeah... No, not really. But that sold, and I would not suspect that. Next, we have another character here who it's got a ridiculous name. He looks cool. He's this big green dragon. His name is Fin Fang Foom. 1996 Marvel Masterpieces again. Fin Fang Foom. Number 68, PSA 10, sold for $152.50, 4 bids. Get yourself a Fang Fang Foo! Or get yourself a Blaze from Marvel Universe Series 3. Best offer accepted, and they were asking for $100. Blaze? Only kind of Blaze I like is smoking light. After that, we got Thanos here. $799 was what they were asking for. Best offer was accepted for Thanos from Series 3. It says, low pop. It's always a low pop. It's never a high pop. Nobody wants high pop. Next, we got Marvel Universe Armor Wars. I mean, really? Armor Wars, Series 1, population 13 of these. That's actually a lot. I don't know, it's weird. It's funny because with these Marvel cards, you don't expect a lot to be, to have really any population. But amazingly, 13 of these have been graded as a 10. Pretty interesting to me. Because 13 is not a lot. When you look at other cards, especially sports cards, it's not nothing. It's that's really rare. But for Marvel cards and something that's not really Armor Wars, it's weird. There's 13 that have been graded. Okay. Surprising. It surprises me. Next, we have the last purchase that's happened, unless I refresh the page here. Oh, okay. So we got other stuff that's ended. So, if we look here, we got Marvel Universe, Spider-Man vs. Venom, hologram, and this is from Beckett. Need you guess. 9.5 gem mint. And they put, it's equal to a PSA 10. Population 5, $1,500 somebody bought it for. Buy it now. It's a cool looking card. I really like those holograms from 1993. Very cool. Very, very cool. And that's the only one, if I remember correctly, where it's like two of them battling. The other ones, the other holograms from that set, there's just one character on the card. And this particular one, out of the 5 that you can get, I think there's 5, there's 2 characters, Spider-Man versus Venom. Kind of interesting. Next, we have something that just recently ended here, February 25th. Buy it now, $75 for Deathlock. Get yourself a Deathlock. Not a popular character by any means, but somebody bought it. Somebody bought it. Population 1. Maybe that's why they're like, oh, there's only one of them. You know why? Because he's not popular. No pun intended. Population 1. He's not popular. That's why it's a population 1. Oh, jeez. Next, we got a Raw Giant Size X-Men, number 132. Marvel Universe Series 1. PSA 10? Probably not. Just from looking at it, it doesn't really look centered. So, I doubt it. It sold for $3.54. So, and only 75 cents shipping. So, even if it's not a PSA 10 and you just keep it raw, you probably scored right there. I'd say that that's a good deal. Next, what looks like a really good deal right here. This guy is claiming PSA 10 and it only sold 99 cents. 75 cents shipping. That's a score. Nick Fury. Even if it's not in good condition, take that all day. $1 plus 75 cents shipping. That's a good deal. After that, we got the Green Goblin, sold for $4, 75 cents shipping. Again, looks like a pretty good deal. And you just got to take a close look at the picture to see if it's got good edges and it looks like it's in good condition, then you could take a chance on it. But after that, you got something sold for a little bit more, Silver Surfer, $9.75 for that, 8 bids, 75 cents shipping. Again, it could be a good deal. If you think it's in good condition, that's really what matters a lot. And if you can tell that it's centered well from the picture, again, that's, if it's not centered well, you probably don't want to waste your time if you're wanting to get it graded. You want to make sure that it's centered well, and then look at the corners, look at the edges, and hope that the surface looks good, because usually that's the thing that's kind of hard to tell in any kind of pictures that they show online. You're not really going to know truly how good the surface is till you get it in front of you and you really get to look at it up close and then change the angle of how you look at it, because it's hard to show every little detail in 1 or 2 pictures showing the front and back. One picture of the front, one picture of the back. Just depends how the light hits it. If the light is poor, you're definitely not going to be able to tell if it's in good condition, at least surface-wise. So, moving on, we got a Green Goblin from one of my favorite sets, Marvel Masterpieces, the first one from 1992. Green Goblin, PSA 10. Hot! It's hot! $129. Buy it now. Somebody bought it. It's a cool looking card. All of them from that set look cool to me. Next we have a Gray Hulk. Best offer was accepted, and they were asking for $1,350. And they claimed it says it's 15% off. It was $1,588. How long ago? I mean, these cards just got listed, I would imagine. After that, we got a raw card, the same card, raw, $15 one bid. So quite a difference. $1,350 plus, versus $15 for a raw one. So after that, you got this Magneto here. I always really like this picture right here. It's really funny. He's like throwing hammers and all these tools. And oh, geez, this is funny. 27 bids, $450 for a PSA 10 Magneto from Marvel Masterpieces, 1992. So that is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I have that card. I have multiple copies. I just don't think that they're centered very well. And so that's the only thing that's really keeping me from possibly sending them in. I haven't sent any in to get graded yet for my Marvel cards, but I should probably get it done sooner rather than later. Looking at these prices and seeing what a lot of these are going for, I think if you have cards that you think are going to grade as a PSA 10, you should do it. So there's only a few more after this. Oh no, there's none after. That is Magneto. That's it. So that's going to be a wrap for today for Marvel card stocks. I'm happy if you were able to get to the end of the video. I really appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe, and really, if you have anything to say, any comments of what I have to say, really appreciate if you comment down below. Tell me what you think, because we could all share our ideas of what we think the market is going to do here in the future. And I'll be sure to be making more videos in the future to be showing you what's been selling on eBay. And anybody could do that. But going over it and talking about what's actually happening and then getting to talk with each and every one of you that are watching my videos I think is going to be helpful for each and every one of us that are thinking about getting into the Marvel cards and investing into Marvel cards that are graded by PSA, which seems to be very profitable, at least at the moment, and we will see if that's going to continue for the future. So thanks again for watching. My name is Devin, otherwise known as Kryptonite, and you can check out my other videos if you want to. I make music videos and a bunch of other stupid stuff. So if you want to check that out, I'd really appreciate it. And tune in next week. I'm thinking I'm going to probably make another video of Marvel card stocks next week, next Thursday, and I will tell you how the market is looking at then, and we can see if it's still looking good, looking better, or if it's crashing horribly. So we'll find out. So till then. Woo!
Where's my Chateau Calamari 59? Finally! Lousy year.